And hello, you guys. Welcome to the family. Welcome to all my anime friends and family. Today is Monday's topic, and the topic we are going to discuss is vampires. Considering that this month is Halloween, I think it's only fitting to discuss the vampire background and all that. So, what a great moment it is to discuss about the vampires. Vampires are very unique, in my opinion, compared to werewolves. Not only the ability to cloak into darkness, but to hide in the mist, to assassinate their enemies with their bite. There's a lot of cool things I like about vampires, and that has to do with the speed of the vampire, the stealth of the vampire, and the amount of strength a vampire has. And it's very awesome. These vampires are, because they could live thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And I think these vampires are kind of cool. I do want to talk about the kind of vampires that I've been hearing about. Those who haven't watched Nosferatu on AMC, Nosferatu, he's a vampire. But in the show, his power comes straight directly from his vehicle. And of course, Christmas Land. He carries all these children and turn them into his. Not only it'll be his children, but he'll turn them into these blood-sucking vampires. So if you haven't watched Nosferatu, the show, feel free to watch it. But also, the show has ended, which is sadly I'm disappointed that it did. But don't forget to check it out. It's a good show. But there's that kind of vampire. I don't know if you know who Charlie Manx is, but his power comes from his vehicle and from Christmas Land, and the amount of ornaments that's placed on those trees controls what happens in Christmas Land. So if you haven't seen it, don't forget to check it out. And then you have Dracula. Everybody heard of Dracula. Dracula has been around for ages. He has been around for a very, very, very long time. And he considered himself to be immortal. There's different kinds of Draculas, though, that people heard about. There's the Castlevania Dracula. There's the Van Helsing Dracula. There's many Draculas that has different types of storylines and lore that you hear. But I want to talk about a specific Dracula that you guys might have heard. And it's Dracula from Castlevania. Those who haven't got a chance to check out, to play Castlevania, please do a quick check on the Castlevania games. And don't forget to check out the game, because I'm actually a fan of Castlevania, and Castlevania is amazing, and I hope you guys do check it out. I've been playing since the SNES era, so the first game I played was Castlevania, and I love Castlevania. So now let's talk about the vampire, the king of vampires, Dracula, in Castlevania. It seems to me he never dies. He's always getting resurrected every single time. If you pay close attention to the Castlevania series, you could see why. Because Dracula is he's hard to kill. He's immortal. And if you look at the Castlevania show, you'll see Dracula is still alive, and he is in hell. So, but if he were to get resurrected, you know what will happen. So, Dracula has, to be honest, he's immortal. He's hard to kill. If you play it throughout the series and read the dialogue, you will see why he's very formidable. For me, Dracula is my favorite kind of vampire because he's one tough guy and he's very powerful. I do like his son Alucard. He's similar to Dracula, which I like him too. But Dracula is what I grew up with, and then I found out about his son. So now I'm more into his son now, which is Alucard. So very interesting. The Dracula story is very interesting. I don't know too much about Nosferatu, but I did watch the show Nosferatu. Don't forget to check it out. And there are other vampires that Vlad the Impaler. Yeah, there's that. That's a vampire that everybody heard of, Vlad the Impaler. But for me, what vampires stick out the most is Dracula. There's a lot of history about Dracula, and he's like one of the powerful immortals you could ever see. So to be honest, I say if it comes out to a battle between Nosferatu, Vlad the Impaler, and Dracula, if they were to fight against each other, that would be a crazy fight. But if they were to team up together, it would be war, big war, against the whole world. And Dracula, when something happened, when they killed his wife, he went nuts and he unleashed chaos throughout the world. So, to be honest, I think Dracula is more powerful than any other vampire, because if you watch the Castlevania series and all that, it says how tough he is and how many times he comes back. So, in my opinion, I'm always going to be on Dracula and Alucard's side, because they're powerful as hell. So, as you guys know, Dracula has so many forms that he can choose from. If you play Castlevania and Lord of Shadows 2, you'll see what I'm talking about. So, he turns into a rat. He can turn into a cat. I think it's a cat. I'm not sure. And a raven, I think. And a bat. I'm not sure. But there's a lot of things he could transform into. So. But yeah, Dracula is pretty darn powerful. And now let's get into the skills and stuff of a vampire. The vampire has super speed. He could be standing right where I'm at, and he could be all the way over there and catch up on you. Like, he could just assassinate you, just like they bite you. But vampire superhuman speed is incredible. If you watch the originals, if you watch the Vampire Diaries, you'll see what I mean when it comes to vampire speed. But they also, other ability is stealth. They can cloak into this dark cloud or a bunch of bats. Or they can surround themselves with mist. And when they cover in that mist, that's when the assassination starts. And of course, the ability to continue to maintain immortal life is by drinking blood. But not every vampire drinks blood. They have different methods of doing things. So, and there's different kinds of strengths that you can have, like superhuman strength. But vampire, in my opinion, I like their speed and the ability to cloak in mist and assassinate their enemies. So vampires are pretty neat compared to werewolves. Werewolves don't really, they have strength, yes, but only at night. It's the same for the vampire, but they don't have what vampires have, which is superhuman speed. Because I think vampires are faster than werewolves. It's my opinion, but if you got a different opinion, please feel free to share it. But I think vampires are much faster because the way they travel at super speed. If you look at the originals and the Vampire Diaries, you'll see what I'm talking about. But vampires are pretty cool. And my friend Vu, he got me into this vampire thing. I've been a fan of vampire ever since he got me into it. He showed me lores and stuff like that. It's incredible. But these vampires are so cool. The way they dress, the way they disguise themselves. You don't even know that they're a vampire. They have super undercover skills. So, but it's super fast. The vampires, and yeah. So that's the topic for today. All about vampires. I just want to get you guys into the Halloween spirit because Halloween is coming up, and I want you guys to have a taste every Monday for creatures and stuff like that. And since we discussed a little bit about the werewolves, we will be discussing that next Monday, werewolves, which is I don't know what day it is, but we will be discussing werewolves next Monday and discussing about their lore and the famous lichens and stuff like that, different kinds of werewolves and all that kinds of cool stuff. So, anyways, I hope you guys do enjoy this topic. If you have your opinion about the vampires' speed and their skills and their everything, if you feel that Dracula is not, if you feel Vlad or Nosferatu is superior than Dracula, please feel free to comment your opinion. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. And don't forget to comment on who you think is the strongest vampire of all time. Like I said, I gave you my opinion. It's Dracula. And of course, the abilities that the vampires has is very incredible. So, anyways, tune in tomorrow, Tuesday. We're gonna be going live. We're gonna be streaming live. Dark Cloud. We're gonna do a bunch of. We want to platinum Dark Cloud if we can. So that's what we'll do. Anyways, tune in tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. for the gameplay of Dark Cloud. And peace out.